Hello class, my name is Tiara Perry and I will be doing my video quiz 1. First and foremost, in week 1 we actually got to discuss the many different social media networks, which actually happens to be one of my favorite topics because I am such a huge user of social media. I practically wake up using it, middle of the day at work I use it, and right before I go to bed I have to check my social media networks. So, I sort of kind of asked myself as I was reading, why does social media matter so much to not only myself, but to other individuals that may use it, and other companies as well. And just from, doing the research and looking at the videos that were presented within the content, it was noted that social media in today's society affects everything from education to politics to sports, even to safety. And so, the information that was given to us provided me sort of kind of with an outlook of just the numbers alone of people that use social media as well as the different uses. It was said that 65,000 job ads require social media experience. This to me speaks volumes because let's just say 40 years ago, social media was unknown. You would not have to have social media experience for anything 30 to 40 years ago. So this shows that there is a transition that is going on with even job prospects as far as your skill set that you must have. Another thing that I found in week 1 was the many different statistics that they gave for each individual social media network. For instance, on Facebook, it is said that there are people that spend an average of 700 minutes per month on Facebook alone. It also says that every 60 seconds on Facebook, there are 30 billion pieces of content that are shared. As someone that wants to get into advertising and marketing, these numbers are amazing. As far as the possibility of me as a marketing professional tapping into that particular network and pushing my product through this particular medium. This shows me that I have basically the possibility of gaining exposure to not only my target audience but to their audience in a sense. The next social media network that we discussed would be Twitter. It said that Twitter has 225 million users that send 150 million tweets a day, and that the average person has 115 followers. Again, just like Facebook, this is one of those tools that companies and corporations can use to push out their product and get it to places that it might normally not even reach, and to eyes that might not never see it. It's just the possibilities are endless with, one person have an average of 115 followers and each of those followers has 115 followers. As a marketing advertising professional, you can't have it easier than to be able to push your product to these millions and millions of people, all in just one network. The next social media network that is discussed is LinkedIn, which is very similar to Facebook. The great thing about LinkedIn is you can actually put your resume on there. You can put your skill sets. You can make connections with different professionals in maybe a field that you want or are interested in getting into. They did state that there are tons of CEOs, if not all of them, that are on LinkedIn in which you can connect with. You can read their resume, see how they got to the position that they got to at the particular company they are currently with. And finally, the last social media network that was discussed is my all-time favorite, which is YouTube. the thing about YouTube is it's one of those social media networks that sort of kind of, it went under the radar, uh, per se, for a while. But again, this particular social media network has 490 million unique visitors that generates 92 billion page views a month. 35 hours of video are uploaded every minute on YouTube. Now, a lot of people don't see YouTube um, how YouTube can benefit a company, outside of, the advertisements that come that are really, really annoying, before you try to watch a certain video. Yeah. But the thing about YouTube is that YouTube allows the everyday, you know, Jane Doe, and, you know, Johnny Nobody. It allows these people to make a customer recommendation, to give a product review, and have, many people see it just by, typing in, Tide detergent review. This particular form, of customer recommendations is very, very crucial, to the, branding of a particular product. And the reason that I say that is because when I, when I go on to YouTube, I'm trying to do one of two things. Either I'm trying to know or understand how to do something and I need, a do-it-yourself tutorial, or I am going to look for customer reviews from everyday people that don't have a reason to lie, that are going to give me an honest review. Because nowadays, you just can't trust everything you see in an advertisement. And, we all know that, of course, they're going to tell me that their product is the best ever, because they're trying to sell the product. They're trying to push their product. They're trying to make their money. Whereas the average Joe Schmo, he just wants to make a video. So I do find that finding customer reviews on YouTube is very beneficial, and that will make me go out and purchase or not purchase a product, depending on individuals' reviews of that particular product. Now, moving on to week 2. The things that were discussed were the two theories, of basically work environments. One being the classical theory, and the second one being the human resources or the humanistic, approach and theories. The classical theory is basically where, members or workers, are tools of the management and the system. This particular theory basically shows that there is just a single streamline of, chain of commands, meaning basically management says it, you do it. And we'll do it again the next day. Whereas the human resources or the humanistic approach is going to allow more conversation, more open door policy, more, chances to be an individual, more worker tailored, programs in which you can make changes in the working environment to be more conducive of the individual worker. A lot of times, I relate the classical approach, to possibly working in maybe a fast food restaurant or a restaurant or maybe even a factory job, where again it's just that single streamline. There's no really conversation. There's no adjustments per se, by using worker feedback. It's more so do it, get the job done, don't ask any questions. Whereas the human resources or the humanistic approach is, we're going to be open to making the environment in which you work in better for you, which in turn we hope will make you a better worker for the company. I'm, a very strong believer in the human resources approach because, as someone that works in a corporate office, they bend over backwards, to make sure that you are comfortable in your working area, you know, you have and have discussed with your supervisor your career goals, they are tailoring almost your current career to put you in a better position for maybe a future career job that you want to hold. So you know, I'm a very big believer in the human resources approach. It's a dyadic approach, you know, between workers and the management. But I did find, again, those particular points to be the more interesting of the points, as well as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It basically states that there are certain needs that must be met in order for a worker to feel satisfied. The bottom tier being basic needs, such as, you know, is this job going to pay me enough money to put a house over my, or a roof over my head and allow me to eat? The second one being the safety and security. Do I have job security? Am I going to get laid off next week? The third is belonging and love. It's basically a sense of camaraderie amongst all of the employees. You know, just having them be able to be there and feeling accepted and, you know, comfortable with the actual company. The fourth is the self-esteem, which basically means that as an individual, you like and value yourself as an employee with that particular company. And fifth is the self-actualization, where the employee feels that he is living up to his potential within his job role and is able to express themselves openly. You know, if they feel that something, you know, in the company can change to better benefit the company and better benefit them, because they will work better as a worker if, you know, certain changes are met. So again, these were the most interesting points. I do apologize that this video is, you know, a little bit over time, but I just had so much to tell you all. All right.